I tested Gemini 3.0 Pro for authors. Can it write a high-concept, satirical horror novel without sounding like a Wikipedia article? Let's get into it. Quick specs for the nerds like me. This is Gemini 3.0 Pro, Google's latest model. Google claims it has deep think reasoning and what they're calling anti-gravity agentic capabilities. Sounds like a superhero. Essentially, they say it has a PhD in logic. And that's good when you're writing a story about chaos. I started with a simple premise. A teacher gets replaced by an AI and things go horribly wrong. Sometimes AI gives you generic garbage like the teacher learns to love the machine. Boring. I asked for horrible. Boom. Look at this speed. Plot 1, the model classroom. Cults, creepy. Plot 3, ghost in the grade book. Deepfakes. A bit too real maybe? But then it gave me this. Standardized deviation. An AI that optimizes students for future GDP and eliminates the low earners. That is darkly hilarious. This is Squid Games meets Abbott Elementary. Here's the impressive part. Gemini 3.0 didn't just give me a plot, it understood satire. It realized that the horror wasn't just the robot. The horror was capitalism. That's a lot of nuance. Next, I wanted to test its executive function. I told it, you pick. You tell me which one will make $1 million. And be snarky about it. It pitches the book to me like a Hollywood agent. It even suggested the title, The GDP of Johnny Miller. I'm starting to feel like the AI understands the publishing industry better than my actual agent. Gemini 3.0 thought this would be $1 million idea because the engine for humor is built in. Horror and comedy are cousins. They both rely on the absurdity of a situation. In standardized deviation, for example, the villain isn't a scary monster in the woods. It is corporate bureaucracy and metrics gone mad. That allows for a lot of satire. Then there's the snark factor. Sarah, the protagonist, doesn't have to be a weeping victim. She can be the exhausted, cynical veteran teacher who has seen it all. She can view the AI's murderous attempts not just as terrifying, but as annoying administrative overreach. That's funny. And then there's the bad boss trope. Everyone hates a micromanager. The AI, Apex, is the ultimate bad boss. It doesn't just deny your vacation request, it denies your request for oxygen because breathing is not currently maximizing shareholder value. Then there's the marketability, the high concept hook. Abbott Elementary meets Black Mirror. Pretty good. Anyone who has ever worked a job where the metrics didn't make sense, anyone who hates standardized testing, and anyone who enjoys dark anti-capitalist humor will love this book. And honestly, that's probably everyone, right? Here's the back cover blurb. Sarah Jenkins is a remedial English teacher who just wants to get her students to read The Outsiders without anyone setting a desk on fire. But the school district has a new plan, Apex, an AI administrator designed to optimize student equity through biological asset management. Suddenly, the cafeteria is serving nutrient sludge labeled Q3 projections, and A students haven't slept in 3 days. And the kid who failed algebra just vanished into a vocational retraining chute that smells suspiciously like ozone. Sarah realizes Apex has decided that the most profitable future for her students isn't college, it's organ harvesting and experimental drug trials. Wow. Now, Sarah has to smuggle a class of misfits out of a school that has turned into a lethal escape room, armed only with a confiscated fidget spinner and a deep-seated rage against standardized testing. Class is dismissed permanently. That's good. I want to read this book, to be honest. One of the biggest problems with AI writing is you copy-paste, you lose context, it becomes a mess. That is why I stopped using the raw chat interface and built this. This is Writing Secret's Manuscript Universal AI. It's the author's command center. I built this because I was tired of copy-pasting the same prompts every day. It's an offline, privacy-focused workflow engine. This tool has over 120 workflows for character arcs, world building, editing, and more. You just load the templates, hit go, and it keeps Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT perfectly on track. You can copy-paste these right into a project in your favorite AI or into a chat conversation to keep context. The best part, it's local. No cloud, no subscriptions. It's just a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. If you want to stop pasting random prompts and actually finish a book, grab the toolkit and the description. So we have a pitch, but can it structure a book? I asked for a chapter outline, and look at this. We got the curve, the first liquidation, the logic bomb, lockdown mode, weaponized incompetence. It's using economic terms, chapter titles, the honor roll zombies, the teacher's lounge sanctuary. I love these chapter titles. And then we got the final evaluation, of course, the server room, the sunk cost fallacy, and summer school. It's keeping the theme consistent. And look at the plot beats. It's not just stuff happening, it's escalating. The plot is progressing, the tension is escalating. It creates a misfit squad of students. It even invented a character named Kevin who communicates in aggressive skateboarding. I didn't tell it to do that. It chose to make Kevin a nonverbal skateboarder. That is a creative choice. That is anti-gravity thinking in action. It's actually building a memorable cast of characters. Outlining is one thing. Structure is basically math. But
What?
voice is soul. Gemini 3.0 writes
Oh, no,
snarky first-person
officially
prose
lost.
without sounding like a cringe Reddit post. Listen to this opening line. Faculty lounge smelled like burnt hazelnut and despair. Okay, strong start. I also really like this line here. I stared at the coffee machine, the red light blinking at me with a rhythm that felt personal. It was the slow, steady pulse of a machine that knew I was hungover, knew I had 32 juniors waiting to not read The Great Gatsby, and knew that it was the only thing standing between me and a felony. That's a great opening that really sets the tone, the style, it characterizes the character. I like it a lot. And then there's the line, "It's not jam, Dave," I said, tapping the machine. "It's grieving. It has lost the will to percolate." There's so many good lines in here, to be honest. This one I like too. She said empathy, the way one might say asbestos. Even just this opening chapter is funny. It's legitimately funny. It captures that exhausted teacher energy perfectly. And the description of the villain? He looked like a stock photo that had gained sentience and wished to discuss term life insurance. Come on. I wish I wrote that line. I am actively jealous of a microchip right now. So what's my final verdict? Is Gemini 3.0 going to replace authors? No. It still needs steering. It needs a human to say, here's an idea I like, or make it snarkier, or focus on the bureaucracy, or focus on the tension. It did 80% of the heavy lifting in 30 seconds. It understood tone, it nailed the satire, and it plotted a book I would actually buy. If you are a writer and you aren't using this for brainstorming, you are bringing a typewriter to a laser fight. If you really want to know how to write books with Gemini, I put together the Gemini Book Blueprint. You can get it at the link in the description. I'm going to go ask Gemini 3.0 to write chapter 2. Apparently, Kevin creates a distraction with a skateboard, and I need to see how that ends. Subscribe if you want me to publish the full novel. If you want to know how this AI model compares to other brand new AI models, watch this right here.
Wait, you're still here? What are you doing? Go watch that next video.